What up, and welcome back to your show, our show, favorite show, Lucha House Podcast. This time it's gonna be a short one. It's just me today. Life gets in the way, and with all the stuff, personal things happening. Shout out to Marcel, man. We here with you, so big power and good energy for you with all the things happening to you. But we're gonna continue this, and hopefully we got him back next week. With the usual back and forth that we have together. We make this podcast so alive. We got a few things happen last week. One of the things we got to start with Australia. We got PWA Coliseum. That was freaking crazy. Watched both nights. It was so good. It was awesome to see Grayson Waller wrestle in Australia. He did his old entry they used to do in PWA, and then his music kicks in from WWA music kicks in, and we see him wrestle. That was great to see him in Australia. That was night one, and then both days was absolutely crazy. Saturday and Sunday, it was so good. Also, we saw James Graham, rugby league legend, getting in the ring with Ricky Sauer, going against the Regiment. That was crazy. Grayson Waller did get involved in this one as well. It was just absolutely crazy. It was so good. James Arm did a really good job. Shout out to him. He did so good. Compare that, but I gotta say PWA, great talent, bro. Great talent. We can't wait to see all these guys. Making a big. Grayson Waller came from PWA. It wasn't PWA. What Robbie Eagles have done. Shout out to Robbie Eagles, man. He's done a great job. He's a great wrestler. It will be awesome to see him in some of the big companies in the United States. He's been in New Japan many times, so he's a regular there. Delta also wrestled in PWA and Saria in W. We'll talk a little bit in a little bit about her. So yeah, great talent in PWA. Hopefully keep doing these YouTube videos, YouTube lives like it was Coliseum, because it was good to be able to watch it. And the commentators, man, shout out to the commentators. It was awesome commentating. It was really fun to watch. It was really packed with emotions. Even at the end, man, that ending of night 2, wow, great ending, great way to make it continuation of on a storyline that was been building up for a bit. With that, we jump to Mexico, where in CMLL we had the number one wrestler with PWI, Tony Storm, going against the Chilean wrestler Catalina. You guys know, we followed for a long time here. She was in NXT when she used to use a mask. Well ago by WWE in NXT, moved to Mexico. She signed for CMLL, and now she wrestles there, took the mask off, and she's been having a great run. She got against Tony Storm and she got the win. But apparently it's not the first. It'll be a few matches, but she got the first win in Arena Mexico, which is absolutely great for her, and you show great talent going against Tony Storm, that she's been out of AEW for a bit, but she's been wrestling in Japan, Mexico, and in February will be here in Australia wrestling as well with the Grand Slam happening here in Australia, with AEW coming here to the Down Under. And from that we jump to AEW, where AEW talking about this back and forward that's been happening. They've been putting with New Japan a new clause called the Stephanie Backup clause, which is pretty funny, because they want to stop or prevent wrestlers, especially the ones holding titles, to just leave from one day to another the company without actually losing the titles and signing somewhere else. What did Stephanie Baker did? She just had a massive match in CMLL, cross match in New Japan, and then she left the day after, and she had a New Japan card to do defending her title, which was a strong women title, and she had a CMLL title, which she also relinquished and signed with WWE. So they put in a clause in to prevent that happening in the future, which is a good idea. It's not bad, but also it's like, how's it going? Because what Tony kind of said, and what independent wrestlers do, but understandable when they got titles they have to hold, and it's not a good idea when they leave without passing those titles on. And on AEW, what's happening with the Lucha Bros continues. Pentagon Junior and Ray Phoenix clearly are not there. They're not being used, especially Pentagon. He's not injured. He hasn't been used in a long, long time. He's 100% leaving once his AEW contract finishes. Unfortunately, for what we know, we can't confirm. Tony Khan will make Ray Phoenix continue wrestling because of the time he was off because of the injury. Even though when his contract expired, which has been about 6 months, so after his contract expired, he will have to wrestle for 6 months, or being available to wrestle before he can actually go and sign with somewhere else, which kind of go back into the whole freedom the other wrestlers have in AEW, and it makes a bit of question mark on why is he doing this, and why is he not using, especially Pentagon. We big shout out to Pentagon. We big fans of them here in Lucha HSP. We've following for a long time, so hopefully it doesn't continue this way, and does hope the Lucha Bros to live and just got to know the WWE when Machine, the Big Machine has gone the tag team division. Now we got the Viking Raiders and with Viking Wars have changed names, go back to NXT time, so it's getting stuck in the tag team division. So really we need more of those tag team proper tag teams. Do not go back in my word, but tag teams to be in the tag team division, because it's been left off for a long time, but now it's kind of starting to go back up and making those titles relevant like they used to be. And at NXT, we gotta jump into NXT quickly because we had Stephanie Black and Julia Hart going to Fatal Attraction this before Halloween Havoc, where they're gonna have the match against the current champion, and they will have a tag team match also Halloween Havoc. But man, Julia Hart and Stephanie Black, they're absolutely massive and they're doing so good. So happy to see them there. They had a great match. This will be the second one from Stephanie Black. Julia already had a few. But as a tag team, you can tell the chemistry they have. Great match and great setup of what's going to happen in Halloween Havoc. And talking about Halloween Havoc, we had the kind of, no one's very happy about it, but it's Saria, which used to be Delta here in Australia. If you don't know who Delta is, please do yourself a favor. Go and watch any of the YouTube fights she had. Man, great wrestler. And she debuted at the end of NXT, but in not many countries got shown because they cut off the ending part, which kind of was like why they did that. So she will wrestle somehow in Halloween Havoc. We don't know in what, but it looks like the push they're doing to her is massive. So she has a massive push. So pretty much we're looking at the next three pillars of NXT, which is Yulia, Stephanie Vaca, and Sadia at this point, with the rest of the talent, the women talent. So the women talent in NXT is getting absolutely stacked, which is absolutely great. And it reminds me of when we used to watch, the Rhea Ripley era, the Becky Lynch era, all that, there were specific moments of NXT women's division which they jumped into the main roster now. So it's good to be able to see back that again one more time, making NXT so big like that we've been doing, and been doing a great job there, and it's getting even bigger now. Now, jumping to the main roster, we had two big massive things happening. Well, the first thing was Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed. They just went all out from the first moment the camera started rolling. Seth Rollins attacks Bronson Reed, goes into a ring, asks for Bronson Reed's coming in, and every single time they will go into a backstage interview, these two will go at it on and on until the end. They're gonna have a match now. Sadaria, we cannot wait to see what's gonna happen. They're gonna destroy each other. We know how Bronson Reed can do, what Seth Rollins can do, but it's a bit of a massive power difference in between both of them. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happened in Sadaria, and of course that gonna continue later on. But the big one was that Uso lost his title, the Intercontinental title in Raw. A short run that I don't think anyone expected to have that short of a run. We all expected to have a longer run to what he was doing lately. So this is kind of a disappointment that he lost it this fast. But yeah, we had the bloodline, or the Timmy bloodline, like Marce likes to call it, coming in and interfering with the match. We had a kind of a breeze, so what could happen between Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker, which is great. But yeah, they interfere, Braun Breaker gets a win, and this clearly goes into the storyline of Jericho going back into the bloodline and helping out Roman Reigns. How that's going to happen, we know that he says no yet so far, so somehow they're going to go back. If we're going to say Survivor Series, we'll get back into it, so we don't know yet. So that's it for this week. Follow us on Instagram, watch our videos on YouTube, follow us on YouTube. Put a comment, put a like. Like always, happy to share everything with you guys. So we'll see you next week. Goodbye.